Okay, I think we're live.
Oh, man, good. How's everything
Yes.
sound? Everything sound good?
Everything the levels are coming in, so I'm
We
making sure
good?
that we're
Oh,
we're loud enough and nothing's cutting out this time. Because I have not looked at last week's episode yet because I don't want to. I know it's going to be
Mhm.
a headache for me to have to deal with. So
next week's
Um,
episode is?
last week's episode.
Oh.
Because of all the
Hey,
technical
it's gonna be great, right?
Yeah.
We were there, you were there, I was there, Ryan was there.
Yeah,
That's all you need,
That's
right?
all that matters.
the computer
all that
wasn't
matters.
there. The computer wasn't
Yeah,
there.
but superfluous,
the,
right?
the thing is, Devon, with the podcast, we need the audio to be there, and it wasn't for a good chunk of it.
You know what? Why don't we change it? Why don't we just have this podcast all about vibes today? No words, no audio, just vibes.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Damn it, I tried.
I do want to show something off before we start. I've got my Shooter McGavin cup today.
I'm so happy for you. I love it.
And I'm getting word from our producers that it looks and sounds good. So
Thanks, producers.
let's go ahead and get this started. Hey everybody, welcome to You Have to Watch This podcast. I'm Alan.
I'm Ryan.
No, I'm Devon.
Each week here on You Have to Watch This podcast, we make each other watch a movie that at least one of us has never seen. This week it was Devon's pick, and he picked the 1997 film I Know What You Did Last Summer. But before we get into that, this is the part of the show where we usually talk about things that we've watched in pop culture over the last week. But none of us watched anything besides this movie, evidently. So instead, we're going to talk about something a little bit timely, and that's the passing of the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. No.
Also, that, though.
Yeah, also that. No, we're gonna for real though. We're gonna talk about the passing of Ozzy Osbourne, who passed away today. You guys have anything to say in tribute to Ozzy?
Is it weird that my first thought so Romana told me this at the gym, my first thought was, what got him?
No,
'Cause, like, No, I don't know what happened.
He's been fighting Parkinson's for years.
That's a shame. Because didn't at one point they, like, analyze his blood to see why, like, all of the sheer amount of drugs he took in his life didn't kill him? Or is that, like, an urban legend?
It's probably an urban legend.
I'm gonna believe it. I choose to believe it.
I mean, that's part of his. That's part of who he is. I mean, all of the rumors and all of the rumors about him, all of the myths about him. That's just part of his. What's the word?
His oeuvre.
His charm,
Legend.
I guess.
Je ne sais
his
quoi.
mystique.
The legend of Ozzy Osbourne.
Hold on, us three, we've never had the talk. We have to have it now. Were
Okay.
you two fans of the Osbourne show? Like when it was on?
No.
No?
Yes.
I never watched it.
Thank you,
I was a fan of their Pepsi Twist commercial.
Okay, that was a good one. I'll give you that. I was such a
Yeah.
massive fan of the Osbourne show. I had the album of the Osbournes, which was just Ozzy Osbourne songs intercut with, like, Ozzy swearing at his family, like, for a single track. It was incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, we had the first 2 seasons on DVD. I think that was one of the first TV shows my family bought on DVD was the Osbournes. It was the first 2 seasons of it. And I remember a distinct memory of my dad. I think it was like halfway through the second season. We were done watching an episode that was like halfway through. And he made the comment about being like a similar age to like Ozzy was. And he asked me, he was like, I'm not like that, am I? Like, that's not how I am. Is that how I come off? I'm like, no, it is not. I told him, like, Ozzy did tons of drugs. That's why he's that way. Like, that's why he was that way during the show.
Also, if you
And
have
when he
to ask.
got a little order. So, but yeah, Actually, man, I just listened to the Ultimate Sin, his Ultimate Sin album, like 2 days ago.
Oh
I
wow.
was driving around. I was the album. It was like Sunday, or was no? It was either Friday or Monday.
Mhm.
It was either Friday or Monday. Like I was just listening to that album, like not that long ago.
Yeah, I had just watched clips from his final show that he did with Black Sabbath a few weeks
Oh,
ago,
wow.
and it was powerful stuff because he knew that was the last time he was performing. So, um, with the context of him passing away today, it makes that concert even more special. But outside of the music and the reality show, he is known for some cinematic roles as well. Um, can you guys take a? Can you guys? Do you guys know what's your favorite Ozzy Osbourne movie moment?
I knew you would ask this because I came prepared. It's Little
Yeah.
Nicky, hands
Little
down.
Nicky?
Yep. It's so perfectly fits him. I also think wasn't he in the Tenacious D movie?
Let
I
me
feel
look.
like he should have been
He should have
if
been.
he wasn't.
Uh, he doesn't show up as an actor. He was in the Jack Black video game Brutal Legend.
You know what? I bet that's it. I think that's how I remember them. But no. On screen, favorites Little Nicky, hands down.
I'm a fan of his cameo in Austin Powers and Goldmember, where they're just doing the same joke they did before. Like,
Yes, exactly.
he's also in Romeo and Juliet, and
You know what? Never saw it.
And he was the Green Fairy in Moulin Rouge.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. But yeah,
That's crazy. I wanted to look that up. I didn't know he was the Green Fairy. That's so weird. That's so weird.
it's not that
Okay,
weird.
good.
It's not that
It's
weird.
kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
I liked him in Private Parts.
I've never seen
Parts?
Private Parts, and you know what? I don't think I've ever actually seen all of Little Nicky.
I don't know that it gets better than what you've seen. If it didn't immediately click with you, I can't say you're not going to love the parts you haven't seen.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw parts of it on like TBS, so it's not like I saw the whole like good parts of the movie.
Got it. You saw like what TBS
Yeah.
showed. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You should watch the whole thing then, at least once. I'm sure TBS cut the good stuff.
If only we had a podcast that.
Oh, don't you worry. I'll feed you, sweet baby bird. We'll get there.
Okay. All right. You'll feed me that bat for me to bite the head off of.
Yes, I absolutely will.
All right. Well, rest in peace, Ozzy. Ride that crazy train into the sky.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into today's main topic.
Transitions.
Transitions are weird. I know what you did last summer. This was Devon's pick, so I'm going to throw it to you, Devon, to take it away.
Sounds good. So in honor of the new movie that's coming out or is out,
It is out.
we are watching 1997's I Know What You Did Last Summer, directed by Jim Gillespie, but starring just everyone from the 90s. Throw a dart at anyone who acted in the 90s. They're probably in this in some capacity. Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Anne Hench, Ryan Phillip, Freddie Prinze Jr., and a non-glassed, which killed me, Johnny Galecki. I understand that he doesn't have glasses, but his face demands them. This tells the story of a group of teenagers who do some bad stuff by accident on an old windy road that Ryan should recognize on a summer night, and they live to regret it a year later. So my history with this movie is actually kind of funny, where my first introduction to the movie wasn't actually the movie. It was, and let me get the name right. It was my 7th grade reading teacher, Mrs. Cruzy, who during reading class read us the book of I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's my first introduction to this movie. Then I watched it.
I had her too, and we didn't read this. We read "Don't Look Behind You" by Lois Duncan.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's just going through Lois Duncan's book.
Evidently.
Biography, anthology. That's incredible.
And joining us now, live from the retirement home,
Miss Cruzy. Oh, I would miss that. So, let's start with, what do you guys know about this movie? What is your history with it? Did you know much about it before you started watching it today?
Ryan, you can go first.
So I saw this movie, I think, like when I was a teenager one night. Like, I remember, just it being something that, like some of my classmates were talking about, and I remember it was on like HBO or Showtime or something, and I caught it, and it was definitely a few years, I think, after it came out, because I think the talk was around one of the sequels. I think it might have been the second one that came out.
Sure.
So that's when I watched the first one. So like Scream was already out. I already saw Scream, and it was one of those things where it was like, okay, I remember as a kid thinking, okay, this was fine, but I never really had any interest in watching it again until like this like reboot or the sequel or where it is come out recently, and that's why I was excited that you picked it for this.
Good.
Watching it as an adult for like the first time in like, I don't know, 20 plus years, I have opinions about some of these about this movie.
Can't wait. I'm so excited to hear them. Alan, tell us your history and thoughts.
I have never seen this movie. Even though I had the same reading teacher as Devon in 7th grade, we did not read this book, as I mentioned. I've never seen the movie. I've been aware of the movie and its plot because I have seen Treehouse of Horror 10, where the Simpsons parody I know what you did last summer with a segment called "I Know What You Diddly Italy Did," where Marge runs over Flanders and they hide the body.
Incredible.
But yeah, this was my first time watching the movie. So yeah.
So I need to know then, because it sounds like one or three of us might have a lot of thoughts about this watching it as adults in 2025. Alan, what did you think of I Know What You Did Last Summer?
That the Simpsons ruined it for me.
Did they like go so deep as to like review or to like spoil what the actual twist was in it?
Kinda, like, so they run over in the Simpsons sketch, they run over Flanders, they bring the body home, and Homer throws him off a roof and makes it look like he fell and died.
Okay.
But in actuality, they didn't kill Flanders. He was a werewolf and started stalking them.
Oh.
Yeah, so I knew, like, I was like, oh, okay. So it's not Johnny Nicolecki. It's got to be the guy they ran over. Like, that's...
There you go.
That was my thought process the whole movie. I was like,
And
they're setting this up to either be a red herring or the murderer, and then he died right away. I was like, okay,
he's the red herring then.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Did you enjoy it though? Was it fun?
I enjoyed it. Yeah. It's weird seeing these actors back in that time again, because I'm so used to like them now. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. like really lives up to the junior in his name in this. Ryan Phillippe is Like it's kind of nice seeing him with Sarah Michelle Gellar when they're not actually related.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
It's weird, but I primarily know this cast from the Scooby-Doo live-action movie, so it was weird for me seeing Freddie Prinze Jr. with brown hair. So
That's fair.
I've been ruined. But Ryan, I want to hear some of your thoughts. Tell me all of your thoughts, because I have a lot too. Ultimately, right, it was a fun movie. I had a very fun moment that Ryan, I think that you and maybe only you on this podcast will appreciate. That we're gonna have to talk about, and mostly it's just Ryan, when the thing happened, I said the thing, and you could probably guess the thing I said when it happened. But it's just that. But I want to hear about you.
So I thought I had fond memories of this movie, and that's not like a real negative statement. It is a negative statement, but it's not like a real negative statement on it. It mainly has to do with Freddie Prinze Jr. I am surprised he had a career after this movie. I mean, everything else was fine. It was your typical late 90s, like, your late 90s slasher movie. There wasn't any real problems with it. It fits the era that it was filmed in. It's these the parts that were really silly got made fun of in other types of media pretty heavily. So that's not anything that I'm going to draw like any type of like negatives to.
Sure.
But I am going to kind of I do not you guys have never really heard me ever say the words I don't think that this guy was like a bad actor, bad acting. I kind of just take the characters as they're being portrayed and just be like, okay, that's that person. Like that's that character. That's who they are. I don't really get into that.
Yeah.
But he had 3 facial expressions throughout this movie, and
Do it.
literally that was it.
That was one of the things I wanted us all to do. Ready? Everyone do the Freddie Prinze Jr. face in 3. 3, 2, 1. That's it. That's the face. It's like one of his 3 faces in this movie.
He was like when he was happy, he would smile and his eyes would crinkle a little bit. When he was sad, he would frown. But every other time something was going on that like maybe, maybe step back and put your hand through your hair, or, maybe drop your shoulders inside. It was just blank stare.
That's it. That's it.
Mouth open like a fish. Like, I get that
Yeah.
it's a fishing village, but still. It's a fishing.
I don't think it helps that you have 3 other talented actors who were working a lot more than Freddie Prinze Jr. Like Sarah Michelle Gellar's on Buffy. Jennifer Love Hewitt was in Sister Act 2 and was on Party of 5. Like, this is Freddie Prinze Jr.'s second film credit.
Wow.
His very first acting credit on IMDb was as a guest spot on Family Matters, where he plays tough guy. So I'm assuming that he threatens Urkel, which that's the level of acting that he's doing in this movie, is like threatening Urkel. But yeah, he didn't have much before this, but this is like his first lead role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? And I did the same thing. There was a moment where he gave the Freddie Prinze Jr. face. It's after everything was done, and he finally gets reunited with Jennifer Love Hewitt, and he just stares at her with his deadpan mouth, slack-jawed face. And I just turned to Ramon and go, is Freddie Prinze Jr. not a good actor? But listen, he was phenomenal in Scooby-Doo, all right? That's the only other place I know him from. He was incredible as Freddy. I do not want to disparage him. He's so good. I just don't think he was given right direction in this. That must be it.
Is that really all you know Freddie Prinze Jr. from?
I'm 99% sure it is. Let me pull up in his IMDb page.
Have you watched Star Wars Rebels?
No.
Oh, well.
I haven't seen She's All That. I didn't see the sequel, which we'll have to talk about. I probably know him from Robot Chicken, but that's it. Oh,
You know-
oh no, 24. He was in 24.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say he was on 24. For, which season
Yeah.
was that?
Ooh, Cole Oritz, whoever that was.
I want to say
And
that
he was there the whole season.
What's he? Season 10.
I remember that being a really big deal. Where they're like, they got Freddie Prinze Jr. for this season.
What season was that? That'd have been season 9.
It's got to be something like that.
Season 8. Season 8. That's the New York season.
Oh, that's cool. That makes. Oh, right, because wasn't he like the New York branch or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That makes total sense. Yeah. Okay, that's the only other place, and he was very good in that. I'll give him that as well. So, one of the questions I was really keen to ask was, at one point in this movie, I quoted a video game. Specifically, Ryan, what video game did I quote, and what did I say?
You go to a video game, and what did you say?
I quoted a video game at one scene in this movie. And this is mostly for you, because I know that we both like this thing I'm going to reference.
I can be so bad at information recall. That's
It's okay.
that's one of
You're
my
all right.
like, horrible things.
It was really a deep pull, because you have to know that there's an actor in this movie that was in a video game movie that we both like.
Resident Evil?
So close. Did you recognize Elsa Shivers, Sarah Michelle Gellar's sister that ran the store?
Oh, of course, I recognized her. Like
Yes.
she's like for me, she is the actress of like the late '80s, early '90s.
Yes.
Like she is like the epitome. Yeah.
So
Okay,
then when she
yeah,
died,
yeah.
what did I say?
Oh crap. Oh, fatality.
I went, fatality!
Fatality. Yeah, fatality.
For Alan, she plays Sonya Blade in the Mortal Kombat movie, and that's the first thing I caught. I was like, oh, Sonya's here! Like, the second she
Yeah.
came on screen. It's all I could think about during any of her scenes. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
saw
was
that
that
she
was
in
just
that.
yeah. You didn't see that still, right? Mortal Kombat?
No, we did that on an episode.
We
We
did
did
do
yeah,
that
I
on
think
an
that was a
episode, that's right.
video game movie episode. I mean, that was like right at the beginning of COVID, so I'm not surprised that you forgot.
Yes, I did.
So,
Block a lot of that out.
but I saw the trailer for the
Okay.
new Mortal Kombat. It's like, oh, I might have to go back and revisit the new one.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
And I love that the
Mhm.
guy that plays Billy Butcher is Johnny, because he looks incredible and is exactly what I want Johnny to be.
You mean Bones?
Yeah.
Bones, exactly. Listen. Okay, I need to know. Did you guys have any problems with the movie? Any funny things? Any scenes where you're like, what happened here? Because I have a couple that I want to talk about, and because ultimately it falls into the genre of silly slasher movie tropes, right? And I think that's very funny, and I actually laughed through more of this movie than I was tense for.
Okay, so besides one of the first things that I kind of like laughed at was they're supposed to be talking to each other about this like horrible thing, like trying to figure it out with the blonde kid in the hospital. I forget the actor's name. The one
Oh, yeah.
from
Ryan Phillippe.
yeah, her. Yeah.
Him.
Like he's in the hospital, and like the other three of them are walking down the hallway, talking in normal voices about what happened that night.
Yeah.
When like they're supposed to be trying to like talk about it when no one's around, but half the time they're talking about it around other people, and not like vague things, like very specific things that anyone walking by would be like, "What are they talking about? What did they do?" Like. Like there were so
guys.
many instances in this movie where that was going on. It's like, oh my god, learn to whisper. Like,
Yes. Alan, did you have anything silly about the movie?
So at the beginning, when they're all like, "Yeah, we're gonna leave for this summer and like go off and I'm gonna be an actor and all this," it's like, "Oh, cool! They just all graduated college." No, they just all graduated high school. And I
High
was like,
school.
oh
Yeah.
man, like
Yes.
the '90s trope of getting 30-year-olds to play 18-year-olds.
Oh, I know. I love it. I also love the trope of, and this was like, I think this is almost like a Dawson's Creek trope, but like, they were like, some of the most important stuff that we're ever going to do is like right here and right now in this high school thing we're doing. And I'm like, oh, take me back. I miss that.
Yeah.
Because now I'm this like jaded old man that I'm like, nothing's important. It's all temporary. But like,
Yeah.
I miss when like everything was so important and so big.
Other than that, the logic of we need to hide, like, get rid of this body, like, I was listening in the car today to the radio, and they were saying something about couples who talk about the relationships in movies that they just watched, and learn from them, and like talk about the decisions that those couples make, have a stronger relationship. My girlfriend was in the car with me, and the last movie that we had watched together was this. It's like, so say I ran somebody over, like
Right now. Right now.
like
that guy.
right now,
Say
like what do we
him
do? Do
over.
we call the cops? Do we hide the body? What do you think we should do in that situation? And she's like, well, we call the cops, obviously. He's like, yeah, obviously, like, yeah, like,
But Alan, you could get arrested for manslaughter, and that'll ruin your chances of acting. That'll ruin your acting career before it even starts. That's not an option for you.
Tell that to Matthew Broderick. Like,
You know what? Fair.
that's
Totally
a
fair.
deep pull, and I'm not going to explain that.
No, I know it. I know it. You don't need to
Yeah.
explain anything.
Anybody
Everyone else
watching,
should Google it. Ryan,
yeah,
Google it.
Google it. Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
interesting. I probably also would have called the cops.
Yeah. Because like the biggest problem that they have when the cops show up is that the whole car smells like alcohol. Because Ryan Phillippe like just drops the bottle of vodka on the driver.
Right.
But you could
But
also
Freddie
like,
Prinze Jr.'s sober.
he's sober. He probably smells like alcohol, so they're not going to believe him. But you can do tests and tell that
Yeah.
he wasn't drinking enough. That he was drinking so little that he was allowed. They let him drive. So
Mm-hmm. I had a weird moment with technology in this where I forgot they had laptops. I forgot that like mobile phones were a thing. But like I was like, were breathalyzers invented yet? Because like at
Did you
no
look
point.
it up?
No, I certainly didn't. Ryan, were breathalyzers invented yet?
I believe they were. I will check.
Because like I don't know if I'm like, I've never been pulled over for like any of this before, but am I trusting on breathalyzers too much? They'll just be like, you smell like booze. Here is a breathalyzer test. Oh, it blew a 0. You just have booze on you. Like that feels like the easy way out of that conversation for Freddie Prinze Jr., right?
mm-hmm.
Well, they were invented in the 1920s and 30s.
Yeah, but in the 20s and 30s, it was just a guy with a really big nose that you blew into his nose, and he told you if your breath smelled like alcohol. And he'd go, yep, I'm drunk, and then into the pokey you go.
No, that's not, no. Like,
Sorry, it's science. You can't argue with it.
when was 1954? The breathalyzer, as we know it today, was first used by police in 1954.
All right, so it was probably around in the 90s then.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. 100%.
I have two very specific, very weird complaints about this movie. A, the amount of times that someone gets in trouble because one of the two female leads has completely distracted whoever they're talking to and not actually helping is ridiculously high. My favorite scene of this is the cop. I think what is the cop's name? It's Stuart Greer,
Yeah.
which I was really happy
something
to
like
see in
that.
this. So he's walking over to the car of the killer. The killer is in front of him, and Sarah Michelle Gellar needs to tell him that that person that he's walking towards is the killer. She instead goes, look out behind you. Which he doesn't become behind the officer until the officer turns around to look at who's screaming at him. Why did you kill that officer, Sarah Michelle Gellar? Do you feel bad? You should feel bad. So
maybe, in her defense, maybe he was a vampire.
It's not off the table. It could be the sequel. Yeah. That could be the sequel. We need to talk about the sequel. Let me put a pin in that. Okay. Also, Jennifer Love Hewitt does the same thing when she's on the boat playing whack-a-mole, popping out the different parts of the boat. At one point, like Freddie Prinze Jr. and the killer are having what I can only describe as turn-based combat. All they're doing is punching each other and then waiting to be punched. That's all they're doing at each other. And at one point, Freddie Prinze throws a punch, then Jennifer Love Hewitt pops out of a vent, goes, ah! And then makes Freddie Prinze Jr. turn, and then he gets hit off the boat. Why did you do that? I don't know. It happens so often in this movie. I think it's very funny. The other thing that I thought was really funny is the serial killer's boat. So I think Jennifer Love Hewitt discovers it. She gets on the boat because she's like, "Oh, stranger, you'll help me by bringing me on your boat." And she like slowly starts to piece together that this is the serial killer. And one of the ways that she pieces it together is that he's got a wall of photos of them, right? The wall of a couple of like newspapers and a wall of a couple of like, the crazy Pepe Sylvia thing. And one of the things that he has on the wall is a picture of the parade that day. When did that man have time to develop a picture? He was killing their friend, stalking them through the city. At what point did he run that to the 1 hour photo?
What was it, from that day or from the day of the year before?
It was that day because it was Sarah Michelle Gellar in a green dress with her apparently off-puttingly short hair. We'll have to talk about that too.
Okay.
But yeah, it was from that day. I'm like, what did you like? I hope he has like a dark room that she didn't discover down there and he's just developing pictures.
It wasn't a Polaroid?
It wasn't a Polaroid. It was like just a picture. I mean, right, it could have been that she wore the same dress 2 years in a row and I wasn't paying attention to the first dress. That's the plausible answer. But my headcanon is that he ran to the Kmart around the corner and got that 1 hour developed and made sure to come back to put that up later.
You gotta get that blue light special.
You gotta get the blue light. Do you miss it? I miss it.
I mean, look at the poster. Like that's where they took the picture for the poster, is the blue light special.
It is absolutely. I need to know, did the lighting or the filter, like the heavy blue filter on parts of the movie, did it bother you guys too?
Are you talking about?
I didn't notice.
On the beach?
Yeah.
No, because that's how you tell that it's night. Like it's kind of, if it was like just a white light on the beach, it would look weird and like artificial. Like you do blue light to make it seem like night. I was kind of wondering if they shot that day for night and just used a filter on that, but the ocean's so dark that I think they just used blue light on that. It wasn't jarring to me, but I did notice that in those scenes. So
how did this work as a slasher movie for you guys? Did you like it? Like, where does this rank in like terms of slashers for you guys?
Having seen
Urban Legend's better.
Having seen not many, I like this one. Like it's I've never seen Urban Legend. I enjoyed this. My biggest problem with it is that friend of the show Lois Duncan had a problem with it because this book isn't a slasher.
No, it's not.
And she hated that they made it a hack and slash film because her daughter was murdered in real life. So,
that's grim. Yeah, that is a grim reason to not like that. And almost I read that and almost like bad on the director for like deciding to continue to go in that direction knowing what happened.
Well, at a certain point when you sell the license to your story to make it a film, you lose some control of it. So it's not the director's fault. Like, it's the screenwriter, if anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So
it feels deliberately insulting, I think.
mhm.
I don't know. Maybe I thought too much into it, but I was like, I
Yeah.
really got the ick when I heard that.
I mean, they didn't do that for her her other book, Hotel for Dogs, which is nice. They didn't make
Wait
that
a
a
minute,
slasher
this is the same
film.
lady?
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
That's incredible. What range? Ryan, how does this sit? 'Cause
Exactly.
I know you've seen more slashers than Alan has. Where is this in the pantheon of slashers for you?
So I had to kind of like Google to like look up a list because I have a hard sometimes like just thinking of stuff that like I
Sure.
know and I've seen and I can prove that I've seen. I just can't remember at the top of my head. Um, Looking at the stuff that I know that I've seen from the list that I just pulled up, this is bottom of the list of the ones that I've seen, to be honest. And
Yeah.
it's because of how, unfortunately, it is generic. When you watch other ones, like, uh, obviously Scream, top tier. Um, and then you get ones from like the early 90s, like Candyman, and then you have all of the Child Plays movies that came out during the 90s. Like, this one tends to kind of like fall down the ladder for me to a point.
Yeah.
And it's sad when, for me anyway, the most dramatic moment of the movie becomes the most, or when I think of this movie now, I think of the scene in uh uh
Scary movie.
Scary Movie or Scary Movie 2, where
Oh
the
yeah.
actress is in the middle of the street, like spinning around in a circle, like just screaming at the top of her lungs, because that's exactly what happens in like this one. And you tell that was supposed to be like a really dramatic scene, like that was supposed to be like super dramatic and like a turning point for the character, and it just comes ridiculous and cheesy. And but the same like that's what this movie is, in all honesty. I mean, you can't take a movie too seriously when in the opening scene they show multiple people wearing paper mache fish hats. And not just a hat that says fish, like legit paper mache fish where is with the bellies cut out and people wearing them as hats.
I'm a little jealous of the fish hats. I'm gonna be honest. And good
De-
on them for having the taste to make it look like they didn't. Those hats looks like the fish is eating your head. I'm glad they didn't do
Yeah.
that. Classy.
Devin, I will send you a tutorial on how to make one of those hats.
Please do. I have recently gotten to paper mache. I am slowly becoming an expert.
There you go.
That is no word of a lie. I've done a lot of paper mache lately.
Oh,
A
really?
lot. Yeah, I really have. Yeah. My friend group over here is really into pinatas, so we've been doing a lot of pinatas lately, and they are mostly paper mache.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do,
that's a fact.
all right. Do you have anything you can show off?
I will later.
Okay.
I don't have it. I don't have it handy. I wasn't expecting to brag about my paper mache yet.
Hey, I wasn't expecting you to bring up that you do paper mache, so I'm just as surprised as you are.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm a man of many talents. I'm kind of in terms of that last question though. I'm kind of with Ryan on this one, where I think it kind of sits in like the low tier of like what a slasher does, and I think specifically because it's that transition from thriller to slasher that I feel like doesn't quite work as well, because you can tell that a lot of the movie is kind of psychological, kind of like he's messing with us guys, like we're
Yeah.
just being messed with. And like on one hand that's kind of cool, right? Like the dead body in the trunk of the
Mhm.
car that's then gone, that's kind of neat. I like that. But also like in terms of like his actual threat, like I'm not convinced he actually killed Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like you don't see a body. I'm not convinced. I don't know. He doesn't seem very threatening. Guy with fish hook doesn't seem threatening. I like the tie to the lore, but he was just fine. I'd rather like
mean-
a Friday the 13th or something else.
You do see the body eventually, though.
Sarah Michelle Gellar's body?
in the ice. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what?
it's
I
the
could
girl that falls out of the ice on
truly
the boat.
I could not tell whose bodies were in the ice. Like there was one point where they did like a close up zoom on like someone's face in the ice. And I'm like, that could be anyone.
I think that was supposed to be Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Whoops. Well, there it was.
Her body fell out of like, what was it? Hewitt like sits up against like a wooden boarded wall, and then Sarah falls out from like all blue and dead, and then the face I believe is supposed to be her boyfriend.
Oh, okay. Wait, isn't she in the new movie?
Who? Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yeah. It's fair. I mean, look, if Bridget Jones can bring back It's Dead people, why can't they bring this back? Yeah, she is in the new one, by the way.
It must be a flashback then.
It's got to be.
Or
she was the killer the whole time. So wait a minute. I need to know. Will you guys, after watching this, watch the sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer?
It's the better one. I almost rented it.
Did you? Wait, hold on. It's the better one?
Yeah, the second one is so much more of a higher quality than the first one.
Okay.
Don't give me the stink face. I saw that.
Stink face.
The second one is like heads and shoulders better than.
I have a theory on that, on why that is, if you'd like to hear it. Because it's not based on the book. A little bit more free reign. Like they're not stuck with the source material and they can tell their own story.
Alan, what about the sequel made you want to watch it? Did you read the description of it? Did you?
It just popped up after I watched the movie and could I rent it? Yeah. I was like, yeah, I don't want to spend the money and I'm tired and.
Yeah.
But the ending of this movie where he just jumps out of the glass and attacks her, I'm like, okay. How do you do a sequel a year later following that?
Right. What happens?
Is there a time jump where she's like, oh yeah, someone attacked me again, but that was months ago and now we're going to just pick up the sequel. Did it pick up right away?
Could have been anything.
I was just curious about how that worked.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could follow the book a little bit because the book of it doesn't actually jump ahead a year. The book itself kind of follows the characters through that year, and then things start ramping up a year later.
Yeah.
So it could be something like that. I almost did rent the movie, and I didn't because I assumed it was worse. And I assumed it was worse because of the Amazon description. So I rented this on Amazon. Clearly AI was involved in the description of number 2 because I was like, well, what is number 2 even about? And I read it. Guys, can I read you what Amazon or how Amazon described it?
Yes.
Good, because I screenshotted it. I'm so excited for this. All right. Jennifer Love Hewitt, Brandy, Freddie Prinze Jr., and Mackie Pfeiffer star in the Screamer sequel to the blood-chilling box office hit, I Know What You Did Last Summer. This whole next part is a single sentence. Hold on. Remember Ben Willis's? He's the fisherman who killed the boy who was driving the car when it went off the road in fatal accident that killed his daughter Sarah's. He's the man in the slicker with the hook and his hand ready to exact ... That is exactly what it says.
Yeah,
this movie's nothing.
You can't. Man. I mean, that's you. Yeah, you can't. That's horrible.
I love it. It's. I need to find more of these. I need to comb Amazon video. What other gems are hidden?
You know what that reminded me of?
What?
A dramatic reading of a real breakup letter.
I hate you. I've always hated you. Oh my gosh, memories, man. I love that. Yeah. Did you listen to that right? Do you know what that is?
I know what it is. I only listened to 1 or 2 of them, and then I got what it was gonna be, and I stopped. I was like, okay, off.
I had the first one quoted at me by an ex of mine all the time, whenever I was particularly bad. So, good times.
Yeah, I'm interested in watching I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and I'm kind of interested in the new film.
I am too. Very much so.
That did not do well at the box office.
Did it not?
No, it came in 3rd. It only made $13 million.
Wow.
Yep, $13
is Superman
million.
still first?
Superman came in with $58 million. Jurassic World Rebirth at number 2 with $24 million. I Know What You Did Last Summer with 13 million, beating out The Smurfs, F1, and How to Train Your Dragon.
I'm okay with the How to Train Your Dragon bit. I like How to Train Your Dragon. I'm not down on it. I'm not like anti what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give me more live action stuff, please. It's my 2 cents commentary. Let me think. Last questions for this movie, because I mean it's a slasher movie, right? There's not a lot to talk about in terms of like, was this cinematic? But I want to know, Ryan, how would you feel if I told you that the slasher in this movie was actually a stand-in for the grief that he felt in losing his daughter, and that was the real plot of the movie?
You were trying. You were. I give you points for trying, Devon.
I will try.
Really do. I really, really do. But this movie's too generic to even like entertain the idea that I mean, there has to be a plot device for motivation. So just because it's a motivating factor does not put it in that category of it's a metaphor. Like, it's not a metaphor. Like, he is acting on his grief physically,
But he
and
is not
that's
grief.
just it. It's not. He is not supposed to be like, like grief, death's younger brother. Like, he's not supposed to be like that. You know, like it's not supposed to be some like metaphor for grief. It's just the guy is dealing with grief and rage and anger, and that's just what happened. Like, maybe if it turned out that like I don't know, towards the end, Hewitt wakes up back in her dorm from the start of the movie, and she's like, I can't take it anymore. I need to tell someone, and then calls the police because she has a dream of feeling guilty.
I would hate
That's
that.
when I would hate this movie.
I would have hated that too. But have you considered the fish hook, a weapon that both attacks but is pointed directly back at you, much like misdirected grief?
I'm gonna mute your mic here soon. If you
Bye, everyone.
This is ridiculous. Okay, so I'm just going to dive into the one thing that I wanted to say.
Yes.
Completely switching gears here. I think I know why this movie didn't do well, because this was the first weekend,
Yeah.
and it was number 3. Okay, so I Know What You Did Last Summer is a catchy title. It's got cool visuals for posters. And for horror movie fans that were growing up in the late 90s when you were a kid, the stuff you see for like the first time is very influential on you. So I can see how this movie has a lot of like hardcore fans. But when you step away from that and you look at the like movie category it's in, and it doesn't hold up well to other movies. Historically, it does not hold up well against other movies in its same like category over quality. And I think that's why this movie didn't do, like, it came in third at the box office and not like second, or temporarily take Superman off his pedestal.
Well, the other thing is, like, it's just bad timing to release a slasher film. Like, this isn't a summer blockbuster, especially in a July where you have a Jurassic World movie, a Superman movie, and a Marvel movie coming out within 3 weeks of each other. Like, it's just not like, this being in between Superman and Fantastic Four, like, it wasn't going to do well. If they release this in like August, it might do a lot better than it did. But it's just
there's also that too.
Yeah.
Who's going to see Fantastic Four this weekend? Yeah. I'm excited. But no, I totally get that, Ryan. Where you're right. In the world of slasher movies and in the world of like summer blockbuster slasher movies, like it's a relatively small story. It's a small scale. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not what summer needs right now.
Yeah, because I mean, when you look at when it came out, probably what it went up against is why it was like the summer blockbuster that they say that it was. Um, let's say it's 97. Scream came out the year before. Scream came out in 96. This came out in 97. Scream 2 came out in 97.
Yeah.
So like literally a year later.
I don't know, man. It launched with George of the Jungle.
Okay, so you're talking two different audiences with that one. Don't give me side eye.
I'm both of those audiences.
And that's the other thing
if
too.
You were
like
18, yeah.
That's the other thing too. Like, it's the summer. People aren't going to see R-rated movies. They're going to see family fare. Like, the kids are out of school, like, going to see Superman and like Marvel. Like, it's not typical. Like, there aren't. When you look at the summer movie lists, the R-rated ones aren't usually the top rated when it comes to box office.
Yeah, because I mean, Scream. I Know What You Did Last Summer was going to attract older teens, people in their 20s, and people in their young 30s, and people in their early 30s. Like, that's the audience for I Know What You Did Last Summer in 1997. So, if you're a family, you're going to see George of the Jungle. If you're in college and you're hanging out with your buddies or with your friends group, you're probably going to go see I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
Or, ironically, another movie that launched the same year as that movie.
Same time of year?
Same time of year. Same year. The Lost World Jurassic Park. Maybe not a week in between, though, like it was for the new Jurassic World movie. But I think that's fun. I like that. And instead of Superman, the kids got Men in Black or my personal favorite, Face Off.
Yeah.
Listen, you give me Nicolas Cage twerking to "Ode to Joy" in the any movie, sold on it. All right, I just brilliant. Anyway, yeah, I think you're right, Ryan. I think you're absolutely right. It's a tricky movie and it's a tricky time for that movie to come out.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else about?
I will say the one thing I know about Ryan Phillippe, besides he's in MacGruber, Ryan's favorite film of all time, is that he was in the running for Anakin Skywalker in Attack of the Clones at one point. And having watched this, I was like, oh, he would have been a good Anakin. Like, it would have been different from what we got with Hayden Christensen, but I like, especially in the scenes around the car at the beginning, like I was like, oh, I could see the anger and like I could see him and really hating sand.
He looks like a grown-up version of the kid Anakin too, a little bit more than I think Hayden Christensen did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. That's the only other thought I had about this. So
it's pretty cool though. I love it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's all I got then.
All right. So next week it's my turn to pick a film. We're all good for next week, right?
Yeah.
Aces.
All right. In that case, next week we're going to be watching another film that has a sequel coming out. The animated film The Bad Guys, starring Sam Rockwell.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know this.
You don't? Well, that's because it's a DreamWorks movie, not Disney, so you wouldn't know it. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to watch The Bad Guys with Sam Rockwell, Mark Maron, and Awkwafina, among others.
Oh my god, I love that cast.
Yeah. It's got a stacked cast. I could keep listening.
Richard Ayoade?
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
We're going to watch that for next week. So make sure to tune back in next week right here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and then we'll be streaming live again next Tuesday. In the meantime, you can listen to You Have to Watch This podcast on all major podcasting platforms. We are updating our feed with new episodes and older episodes as we go. I don't know about last week's episode yet. I'll deal with that tomorrow.
All vibes.
Yep, all vibes. Until next time for You Have to Watch This podcast, I'm Alan.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Devon.
And we'll see you next week.